Kambale, his name is Mr. Kambale Masibuli. He's a Congolese activist, student coordinator, and spokesperson of the Fund of Congo. And he actually is not there anymore, but he pursued he's a civil engineering degree in North Carolina, AT State University, to produce weekly the broadcast on the situation in Congo. He was written in the Washington Post and on Book News and numerous other online publications. And he has been interviewed on a national public radio and Democracy Now!, NBC, Al Jazeera, and also the Radio France International, and also many other radio publications and another television program throughout the globe. He's been also doing some tour in the United States, speaking up to universities, students, religious group, and a community organizer, and many other information, and just to mobilize so many people to be engaged for the Congo. So you're welcome, Mr. Kambale.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, even though they actually have already, so you get a sense of who's telling the truth about who Kambale is really. And I actually have a very important question, which I've been asking a lot of students here when I arrive, and people, alumni, and I've asked them, who were the genius people who decided to settle Vermont when it's so cold? I cannot understand how someone actually woke up and wanted to live here. But it's very cold. It's very cold. So.
Say the same about very hot, humid countries where it's.
True. Yeah. True. Let me see if it's working. Okay. Now it's on my screen too. And. All right, my name is Kambale Musavuli. I'm with an organization called Friends of the Congo. We are based out of Washington, D.C. What we do is we raise awareness globally, and we provide support to groups on the ground. As you can see, that's me when I was a little boy, right in Congo. I was born and raised there, born in 1981. Was an aspiring lawyer, actually. I was studying Latin when I got into my high school. And brutally in 1998, we had to leave. That was at the start of the Second War in 1998. And my dad was living here, so he applied for asylum, and our whole family was able to get it. And we came to the U.S. during that time. One of the things that you have to know about me is I have two siblings, and I actually love Lady Gaga. I don't know if anyone in here loves her music, but the Paparazzi song is just very catchy, so I can't help but noticing her. So now, I spoke to you. I'm from the Congo, a very beautiful country. I really want you guys to go see it. Jocelyn cannot be the only one doing the research. You could do your own summer research visiting the Congo for the summer. It's a country size of Western Europe, literally 1/4 the size of the U.S. east of Mississippi. We have 200 ethnic groups in there, 4 national language, Lingala, Swahili, Kikongo, and Chiluba, and the lingua franca is French. What else did I miss? Of course, the many blessings that the Congo have. A Congolese activist shared with us one time. We had an event in New York. He said when God created Earth, he was so tired that when he arrived to the Congo, he just dropped everything and went to rest. So that's just to understand the many blessings that country have. He has everything. Second largest rainforest in the world. The Congo River could power the electricity to the whole continent of Africa, Southern Europe, and a part of Asia. 1.2 billion tons of fish die in the Congo River. Do you know what they die of? Anybody? Not you, because I already gave you the answer. Anybody know why the fish in the Congo River die? 1.2 billion tons, metric tons, every year. All right. They die of old age. That just show you the untapped potential of the Congo, which could feed the whole population of the world until 2050. That's the Congo I know, and that's the Congo I came to speak to you about as well. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the historical context. Dr. Weiss did already a great job in the morning speaking about it, and the panel after me also will be speaking about the historical background. But when you look at the Congo, this is not a 10-year problem. It's a 125-year problem the Congo has had. Since 1885, the affairs of the Congo have not been determined by the Congolese people. The Berlin Conference was actually called the Congo Conference. Many people don't even know that. And as European nations came together to carve up Africa, they chose the Congo as a land where anyone could get the resources so they won't fight each other, and gave that as a personal property to Leopold. Now, what's the history of the U.S. with us at that time? The United States was the first country to recognize the Congo Free State as the personal property of Leopold because he gave them unfettered access to the rubber at the time, which was needed for the cars and the tires of our bicycles. Now, there is a great book you probably want to pick up. It's called From Leopold to Kabila, written by a Congolese professor, George Nzongola. He teaches at the University of North Carolina. And also Leopold's Ghost. I think it's at Berkeley. Is he at Berkeley? The Adam Hashad, I think he's at Berkeley, if I'm not mistaken. He wrote the book Leopold's Ghost, describing what took place there. And during that time, 10 to 15 million people died. But it took ordinary Americans just like you to end that. We had William Shepherd, the first African-American Presbyterian missionary to the Congo. He went there in the late 1800s, lived in the Congo, brought his wife, Lucy Gant, the first African-American woman to ever translate the Congolese language into English. Then another moving story. I love her, that sister. Her name was Maria Fearing. She was a free slave. And at age 30, she went to school. At age 50, she had an encounter of meeting William Shepherd at Talladega College in Alabama. So what William Shepherd was doing while he had his mission in the Congo in the late 1800s, he would come back to the U.S., raising funds for his mission and telling people what was taking place. And she heard him speak, just like some of you are hearing me speak today. At the end of the presentation, she asked him, "How can I help you in the Congo?" He simply said, "Come to the Congo. You'll see it for yourself, and you'll find out how you can help." She goes home. She sells her home, take the money that she had, went to the Congo and supported herself for 2 years working with the Congolese people in the Kasai region. That's in America we did that. Then another famous one, he used his talent to speak about the Congo. Mark Twain, he wrote Leopold Salariki. He said, "You know what, I may not go to the Congo, but I'm a writer. So I'm going to use my talent as a writer to speak about the Congo." And he wrote that to bring that to a Western audience. Something with Joseph Conrad. He went to the Congo, saw firsthand what was taking place, used his talent as a writer to advocate. Did you even know that the founder of the Cadbury Chocolate Company was in the Congo Reform Association? Back in the early 1900s, all of them advocating. Robert Kessman, Joseph Conrad, the guy who wrote Sherlock Holmes, or what's his name? Arthur Conan Doyle, who also, all of them were advocating for the Congo. Through their advocacy, on November 15, 1908, Congo was able to be taken away from Leopold, but it was given to Belgium. Again, another attempt where we see that Congo was not able to control their own affairs. The U.S. still had a history with that. In 1945, under Belgian rule, the uranium that was used for Hiroshima and Nagasaki came from the Congo, given to them by Belgian powers, without the consent of the Congolese again. And we know how many people died in Japan because of that. Then in 1960, the Congolese, actually started from 1958, organized. Obama did not exist. We created community organizing. If you want to know what it is, go to the Congo. Community organizer inside the Congo mobilized the whole Congo to demand independence from the Belgians. As they organized, they were successful, and we had our first freely election in the Congo. So whoever tells you that Congo has never had an election until 2006, I'm lying to you. We elected Patrice Lumumba as the prime minister and Kasavubu as the president. As he came into power, he made it clear to Western nations that he wanted the resources of the Congo to benefit the Congolese people. Of course, you heard in the morning, within months, he was deposed, and on January 17, 1961, he was brutally assassinated with the help of the United States, Belgium, and other Western nations, not to forget Congolese sycophants, who also participated in that. But what is important to know is how many people were born, how many people remember what happened on January 17, 1961? That was the day Dwight Eisenhower made his speech, his exit speech. And in that speech, he spoke about the military-industrial complex. In that same speech, speaking about the military-industrial complex, he was giving the order of assassinating a freely elected leader of a nation. Now, let me put that in context for you. God forbid, Obama is elected. Within months, he's killed. Now, to the chagrin of the Americans, instead of having a leader that represents the people, guess who they're going to pick? They picked Dick Cheney to become president of the United States, not for 4 years, not for 8 years, but for 32 years. And that's what happened to the Congo after the assassination of Lumumba. We saw the imposition and installation of Joseph Désiré Mobutu by the CIA and Western nations. Of course, they gave him the support, and Congolese were oppressed for many years. But in 1990, we saw again the rise of the democratic forces inside the Congo, organizing in a non-violent manner. But instead of supporting the non-violent forces, guess what happened again with the history of the United States? I'm continuing to say. Instead of supporting the pro-democracy forces, the United States supported the invasion of the Congo by Rwanda and Uganda in 96 and 98, and documented by a congressional hearing under oath that Tancredo and Cynthia McKinney hosted in 2001, where they found that Rwanda and Uganda could not have invaded the Congo without the U.S. military support. But all that information with the 100-year span is to show you that for 125 years, the Congolese have been resilient and trying to really rise to control their own affairs, but they haven't been able to do that. The second thing is what Kwame Nkrumah shared with us. He wrote a book called Challenge of the Congo. He says the challenge of the Congo is both internal and external. And in order to address it, we have to have an internal solution and external. And you are our external solutions, because we do have some deep-rooted issues inside the country that the Congolese can overcome, but it will also need our support to be able to work together with the Congolese as they are striving for sovereignty of the Congo. Now, Congo also is caught in a geostrategic battle, especially even a geopolitical battle. Now, let me put this in context, because when I share with you that Congo is the size of Western Europe, I don't think people understand how big the Congo is. East of Mississippi, that's a huge country, the third largest country in the African continent. It has 9 bordering countries. Whatever happens in the Congo affects the whole entire continent, from north, south, east, and west. That's the only country in Africa where you can look at it, besides Sudan, which also have 9 bordering countries. And surprisingly, Congo is one of the bordering countries of Sudan, too. But when you look at the geostrategic position and the mineral wealth, the natural wealth that it has, and the culture, 200 ethnic groups, you can see the possibility that could happen there. But there is this attempt to control Congo's vast mineral wealth that makes sure that our electronic devices function. So this geostrategic battle is being waged on the bellies of the Congolese women, and we all can't stop that. And of course, Congo has enormous potential. The Congo River alone could give the electricity to the whole continent of Africa. According to Belgian agronomists, Congo could feed the whole population of the world until 2050, when the population reaches 9 billion. So we know the problem in the Congo is not humanitarian aid. We have the resource, we have the land. We need peace, as my brother said earlier, in Congo. And we can achieve that with your help as well. And the other point, I'm not going to go into it because I know that the speakers will do a good job to show you exactly how you can play a role. Because at the end of the day, it will be up to the Congolese on the ground to determine the affairs of the Congo. They'll have to organize, which they are already. They'll have to take charge, as they did in 1990 and for the past 100 years of their organization. But with our support, we can play an important role. You can put outside pressure to create political space for the Congolese to be able to rise and regain sovereignty over the land. So now, this is why I actually came here. This is a secret, not so much a secret. I did this PowerPoint this morning at 6 a.m. For the whole entire time, I was thinking, how can I share with you how you could use technology to do advocacy? And I asked myself, well, I could do this fancy slide. I could show everything that we've done. But I think I will share with you a personal story. Some of you in this room are aware of the Break the Silence movement. So I'm going to tell you how this movement started. In 2007, I was still at North Carolina A&T, and I was the president of the African Student Association there, and I was doing advocacy on Sudan at the time. And of course, anyone who knows me knows the Congo. It's just a fact. I thought everything comes from the Congo when it comes to me. The first man was in the Congo, the first team, everything is there. So they do know that I'm very passionate about it. But some of the journalism students came to interview me to speak about the Congo, even though we were doing advocacy on Sudan. And as the interview, I shared with them what was taking place in the Congo. They were blown away when I shared with them that when I was in Kinshasa, I remember exactly on May 16th, when they were shooting guns and there were a U.S. battalion right in Brazzaville who crossed the river to come and fight with the rebels. And nobody has ever believed me. I said, really? U.S. soldiers were in the Congo? I said, yes, I was there. I saw that happen. But what does the Congolese saying that to anybody? Who will believe that this is happening? So I shared with them also the role of Bill Clinton in what was taking place in the Congo. They were, nah, come on, Bill Clinton? He's the good guy, the saxophone player. He did that in your country. I said, yes. His administration was at the basis of the support of the military operation inside Congo. It could not have happened, as documented by the Congress, without the U.S. military support. So they took note. They went to a conference where John Edwards, Obama, and Hillary Clinton were presenting. It was at the National Association of Black Journalists Conference that was taking place in Atlanta. The students who had the information about Bill Clinton had the audacity to ask Hillary Clinton, what was the role of your husband in the Congo in '96? And of course, she gave them a political answer, which made the student laugh. And when they came back to the campus, they told me, I said, Kambale, you are not going to believe this. We asked her about Bill Clinton in the Congo, and she could not even answer. She wondered, how did this kid know this? So next thing I know, the same student started doing films on campus. They started doing short documentaries and organizing on the campus just because of the passion of the Congo that I shared with them. And they did a very important film. There was a woman they interviewed who said on video, it's actually on YouTube too, if your cell phone is killing people, put down your cell phone, turn it off. So I heard it in 2008. I said, wait a minute. What will it be to actually get all my friends to turn off their cell phone for 6 hours? No, I was like, we can do it. So I asked a few people on campus. We did a little survey. Everyone we asked, they said, no, we're not going to turn our cell phone off. But when we told them that if you knew that 6 million people have done in the Congo for you to have the electronic device, will you turn it off for 6 hours? They said, I may turn it off for an hour. But we saw that people were interested in actually supporting the Congolese. So we organized that, and we organized a cell phone campaign on Facebook. As soon as I created the Facebook event, within 24 hours, Facebook deleted my Facebook account. I did not understand why. I said, come on, what did I do? So I sent a message, hey, my Facebook account is disabled. What's going on? I didn't do anything. According to such and such, you have violated the terms of use, blah, 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 blah. Then I respond back. I said, okay, can you tell me what I violated? Because I remember the last thing I did on Facebook was creating an event called Cell Phone Boycott. 24 hours I can access. Response, unsolicited messages on Facebook. I mean, they just gave me political answers. They did not tell me exactly what I did on Facebook. I shared that with my student government association. I shared that with the student. Everyone was outraged. Kambale, I cannot believe that they censor you, man. You always talk too much. Say, okay, we're going to help you. These students at North Carolina A&T State University mobilized all the students around North Carolina, created multiple Facebook events about cell phone boycott. We had a lady in Afghanistan doing that, and another woman in Great Britain who specifically sent me a message talking about, I think it's called Rio Tinto. They are in Nigeria, and her father used to work for the company, and tell her what the mining company was doing in Nigeria. And she was very glad that someone was actually addressing some of the issues with mistreating people in a third world country. And her dad is dead. She's turning a phone like in memory of what her dad taught her. And that was very moving to see the many letters and emails from people I never met for something that just started in a small campus in North Carolina that spread the word around the world. After the first cell phone boycott, which was on March 26, 2008, the student came back to us. I said, wow, now we turn off our cell phone. What do we do next? So we say, you know what? Let's see if we can have them turn the cell phone off for 6 hours. Not 6 hours, 7 days, the whole week. Of course, nobody wanted to turn the cell phone off for the whole week. So we started brainstorming with students from Chapel Hill who came on board as well. We wanted to organize different events. So we decided to just do a 3 intercollegiate program at University of Chapel Hill, University of North Carolina Chapel Hill, our university, North Carolina A&T State University, and as well as University of North Carolina at Greensboro. And we develop a model, we develop a website, we develop literature and everything else. Then we say, you know what? Why don't we tell all the students around the world to do exactly what we're doing? If we're going to organize 7 days of events right in North Carolina, why not everybody? So we launched the website. We are very, very, very present on Facebook. We send the information out. And surprisingly, today as I'm sitting here, we have 32 countries and 200 campuses worldwide doing Congo Week on something that started with an interview. We have a student sharing with them an ideas, then things start happening. From that experience, what they have shown me is you just have to do an action because you never know what will happen. As long as you're doing it to support the people, you never know where the people will go. Somebody may meet Obama tomorrow and say, hey, you know what? I heard that Bill Clinton was doing something in the Congo back in the day. What's going on? What are we doing now about the Congo? You never know where people will go. I didn't know the student will go see Hillary Clinton. And then they ask her the question. Something also when she was in Kinshasa. Some of the youth groups that were in Kinshasa also asked her questions. They were predictable about how, if they become president of the Congo, will they be assassinated by the US? Those were young students, just like you, challenging one of the Secretary of State of a powerful nation of how can they determine their own affairs. And we did all of that using social media. Now, about to break the silence movement. There is, I don't know if I should say if there is no face to it. Break the silence simply means doing something for the Congo. It doesn't matter what it is. If 6 million of your people were dead today, you will do something for anybody to know. You will go to our website, print out a fact sheet, about 100 of them, go to your neighborhood, every mailbox you open, you put it, and you start putting information in the mailbox. People have done that. We have asked people to do that. You could contact your radio station, but in the spirit is for people wherever they are, no matter what their nationality is, to do something for the Congo. And that's what we say. It's an open source movement. You come, all the information is on the web. You need PowerPoint, it's there. You need videos, we can connect you up on how to get those videos. You need to organize a program, we bring the support with it. And of course, we do video messages. I cannot be in Japan, but a student in Japan organized Congo Week. That is very moving. The uranium that bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki came from the Congo. Today, Japanese students are organizing Congo Week. I couldn't be in Japan, so guess what I did? I did the Obama thing. I did a video message, send it to them. They translated that in Japanese. I was like, oh, that's how you say Kambale in Japanese. They had the subtitle on my video message. But I'm able to be in the city. Another message we sent to our supporters in Vancouver. But we are able to reach people because of the technology we have today. We are using YouTube. We are using Twitter. Anybody who's my friend on Facebook probably get at least 5 status updates from me every day. I live on there. My Twitter is connected to my blog, kambale.com. And it's connected to my Facebook, and my Facebook fan page updates my Twitter. But all those things make sure that people are getting the information of really what's happening in the Congo and start making them think, wait a minute, how come I never heard that 6 million people have died since 1996 in the heart of the continent. Every 5 months, Haiti happens in the Congo. Every 2 days, 9/11 happens in the Congo. 45,000 people die every month. What has happened to humanity? What are we doing as human beings? With all the advancing technology, how can we use that, the technology that have killed so many, now to change the situation? And that's what we've done with the movement. And of course, we always ask people to share with us their ideas, their talents and know-how on how to improve what we're doing so we can reach more people as well. And I've shared with you some of the facts already. Congo is very, very essential to global warming. There are serious illegal logging. I guarantee you in a few months we're going to start talking about conflict wood. So we have so many issues taking place right now that we need really to look at what's taking place in the Congo. Second thing, I'll share with you the capacity of the Congo. We could feed the whole population of the world. Wouldn't it be nice for you to have fish that come straight from the Congo? 1.2 billion of them are dying for no reason. Nobody's fishing. How can I share with you guys that, you know what, we should start a fishing industry? It doesn't make sense that the Congolese are importing their fish from India when they have all the fish there. So how can we do a business plan to help the local communities in packaging the food, having a truck, taking it from the river all the way to a distribution center, and export it and have the people locally? That's a business. It may be, what, $50,000, $100,000 to set up? Very easy to find, right? 1,000 people to give $100, that make 100,000. How many investors want to get into the project? I think some people will, because we share that with people. They're interested. Not only that, we're importing wheat in Congo. Did you know that you could make the same type of bread with corn? We have the land to plant the corn. So why are we importing wheat? What are we doing to give back to the local community so they could have that? So that's just the agricultural capacity. And you've heard of Ali and George Foreman. The fight took place in the Congo back in the 70s. And that kind of brought the Congo into the picture. And of course, one of the oldest mathematical artifacts in the Congo was found in the Congo. It's believed to be a calculator. It's called Ishango bones. 22,000 years old, 20,000 BC, that's when it was, that's how old the bone is. Lunar calendar, calculator, some people even believe it's a menstrual calendar. But it's so old that's why I say Congolese are the original man. That's just me, because of the bone. Now, what are the Congolese people doing? There is a very dynamic young group in Congo called Yole Africa. I'm telling you, every year these young people amaze me. During Congo Week, they organize a film festival, SKIF, Salam Kivu International Film Festival. It's in Goma, in North Kivu, in the east. They brought in 10,000 young people. They show films, they had teaching, they had even competition like hip-hop competition and sport competition. That was happening. And in 2008, at the end of Congo Week in 2008 was October 25th. And that was when Kunda launched his latest attack. The day Kunda launched his latest attack, we had about 2,000 young people at the stadium in Goma. They came and told them, hey, Kunda is coming, you gotta go. They said, we are not leaving. They said, if you're gonna kill all of us here, we're gonna finish the festival, then we will go home. And of course, he didn't come to Goma. He stayed out, and the young people continue with the festival. But you never hear the story of how the young people are organizing in the Congo. They have a website. They have email addresses. They're easily accessible. You can connect with them directly also. And this is the hip-hop competition. Did you know that we have some nice hip-hop dancers in Congo, right in Goma, where they tell you 500,000 women have been raped, people have been killed. Look at those hopeless Africans. These young people are organizing on the ground, and they need our support. Those are young people in Kinshasa who organize a history teaching during Congo Week, Jeunesse pour une nouvelle société. That's the name of the youth group, where The conflict in the Congo has two splits. In the east, we have rebel militias controlling and people suffering of the nature and the killing. In the west, we have political oppression. So whoever is against the current government, either is in jail, a lot of young people get arrested, and things of that nature. But so some of the activities that we are getting young people to do is to speak about the history of the Congo, because when we believe that when the Congolese know the history of the Congo, they will understand that we've been repeating this for quite some time. And who were the freedom fighters of the time? The Kimpa Vinta, the Congolese warrior, a woman who fought the Portuguese in the late 1700s and was burned at stake like Joan of Arc and accused of heresy. And how she did, she was going in the local communities telling people that the Portuguese were trying to take the land of the Congo. Congolese, most of them do not know the story of Kimpa Vinta, or Simon Kimbangu, or Lupungu, or Patrice Lumumba. Everything I know about Patrice Lumumba, I learned it in the US. So what we decided to do is getting the youth group in Congo to start doing history teaching. What is our history? How do we get here, the way forward, so the governor will not look at it as a political action. And they organized a teaching that brought high school students, college students in a room to talk about that. That was happening in Congo.
Why is it all men?
I'm sorry?
Why is it all men?
You have actually women there.
Oh, maybe I just didn't see them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, this is our fifth graders in Kinshasa at the American School of Kinshasa. They heard about Congo Week, and they were like, wow, we want to participate too. Now, these youngsters in Kinshasa, you have Congolese students, you have American students too, because they are children of expats in Kinshasa. And you also have Indian and South African students. They mobilized the whole American school. They raised $1,200 during that week, selling a comic book they wrote. They emailed me the PDF of the comic book. I was reading it. There was a very, very interesting thing, like the mind of the child, where one of the story is two children traveling to the Congo, and the plane crash. And as they crash, they're going around the country, like Le Petit Prince. What is it, Little Prince? Like going around the country and seeing what's taking place. So they learn about the Lagi, they learn about mercury and gold, they learn about the child soldiers. And one of the most moving things in that book was that they said, we are dying because they want our resources. And those are fifth graders that put it in the comic book. Now they raised $1,200. Guess where they send the money? They mail it to Washington, D.C., Friends of the Congo. Now tell me this. Children in the Congo raised $1,200 to support an organization that's lobbying for them around the world because they understand the importance of the work. They are in Congo. They did that. And that moved me so much. I've sent them a video message too, to thank them about, what they were doing. And I talk to their teacher all the time. And their action have motivated one of their teacher, Sarah Rich, to leave the school, the American School of Kinshasa, now to go teach in the East. She came back in the U.S. around January, did a fundraiser in Virginia, and now she's traveling to the East. She said she's going to go teach in a different refugee camp. But those are young people inside the Congo doing that. Now, those are the students at Osaka University. They did a photo exhibit, took pictures of the Congo. Then they had a session where they brought different people to talk about what's happening in the Congo in Japanese. I'm like, how do you say break the silence in Japanese? That's moving for me to actually be able to live that and see what people are doing around the world on behalf of the Congolese. That's very moving. And of course, the big little screen is me talking. I don't know if you can see. That's me talking to them there. Those are young people in Greensboro. The guy with the yellow shirt is a friend of mine. He's Malcolm. He's an artist. So I asked him to do a session with young people. So he took some young people in the city. They told them about Congo, basic thing. And then after that, they start doing art pieces, drawing. They had some peace sign, just speaking about the Congo. But just seeing young people like that, just taking the time on a Saturday, learning about the Congo and using art to express what they understand about the Congo, that's also very moving. Champlain organized Congo Week. Of course, St. Michael's, but I didn't have the pictures for St. Michael's, so that's why it's not on the slide. So many people around the world are all organizing on behalf of Congolese people on the inside and outside. And those are the stories that you do not hear. But when you know that people are organizing, the first question is, what can I do? How can I help support what's happening? But now, before even we get there, I want you to dream with me. Anybody want to dream with me? Okay, well, I'm going to try this again. Anybody want to dream with me? All right. This is what I show you about Africa today and Congo, right? Now I'm going to read to you a newspaper. I'm going to tell you what date it is. Sunday, April 20th, 2020. I already have the copy. So I'm letting you know what the newspaper in 2020 is saying. World food crisis ends. Today, the world food crisis has officially been declared over by the United Nations. In a new report released this past Friday, the UN details that it was a massive influx of subsidized food from the Democratic Republic of Congo that helped to feed the world. Experts say that the DRC has the agricultural capacity to feed the entire globe for the next 30 years. Do you believe that can happen in 2020? I believe it can. I honestly believe it can. It took us 30 years to build the Free South Africa movement. With technology today, we can do it in 5. If we believe, if we can see a peaceful Congo that I dream of every night, then we know in 5 years it can end. It's a very simple thing to end it. You got to put global pressure on negative forces about the Congo. How are you going to do it? Who are the U.S. allies? Rwanda, Uganda. How do you achieve that as an American? I have Obama's number. Anybody want it? 202-456-1414. I know his number by heart. It's my speed dial. Every day I call the White House. I didn't call today. I've been actually busy, so I have to remember before 5 to call the White House. I asked him for 3 things. 1, I want him to engage differently in the Congo. I don't want him to engage militarily. Right now, he's there militarily with AFRICOM and, of course, support of the foreign nations. I want him to engage diplomatically in Congo. The second thing, I want him to hold U.S. corporations accountable. It's no mystery to the Congolese. It's even on our website. I can start naming names now. I think I should. Cabot Corporation, OM Group, Traxxas, Vishay, Kemet Electronics, Freeport, which has 100 million tons of ore and don't give back anything to the Congolese community on the ground. All these companies are well known. He should hold those corporations accountable. And the third thing that I ask him is I want him to implement a bill that he helped pass himself. When he was a senator, he passed a bill, S-2125, that allocated $500 million to the Congo to promote democracy in the Congo. And Section 105 of that bill says that the Secretary of State can withhold aid to any foreign nation deemed to be destabilizing the Congo. Why is so important? Nobody has applied that law, and why am I pointing that out? When Sweden and Netherlands withheld aid to Rwanda, surprisingly in 2008, they arrested a rebel leader, dismantled a rebel group, and of course integrated that. But the solution after of what they've done is not correct. But what I saw as a Congolese is that international pressure works. Swedish translated Congo Week information for us. We have 3 articles before even the UN report came out, and we have documentation of what the Swedish activists have done to get to their government to put pressure on Rwanda and Uganda. Can you imagine if the United States could implement the bill to say, okay, Rwanda and Uganda, you are U.S. allies, but until you take care of this issue, we are withholding aid. 1/3 of the Uganda budget, is U.S. foreign aid. 2/3 is the world. Same thing with Rwanda. If they do that, we can have political space in Congo to be able to change. Those are the 3 things I ask him. Let's keep dreaming. That's the very famous picture of the Congo, right? Anytime you look at the news, you see the people in disgust and all those things. But this is what I see as a civil engineering student. Those are the future not a refugee camp, a resettlement camp for the new homes that will be energy efficient. And the new homes, energy efficient, I already know how they're going to look like. Do you want to see how it's going to look like? That's the Congo that I see. And I know we can achieve that. With your help, we can get there. Oh, beautiful city. I don't even know how I'm going to call that. Let's call it, this is the Break the Silence mountain that provides electricity to the whole continent of Africa because it's right on the Congo River. And that's how Africa looks right now when you look outside of the world. But I want to change that. I can change that with your help. That's the Africa that's going to be if you get engaged today. We need light in that continent. We have the capacity. And it's not happening, and it's not logical. But there are small things that you can do to change that. Congolese children that you hear about. That's going to change. I was studying Latin. I was in school. I didn't know none of this growing up. So I want them to have the same thing I had when I was growing up in the Congo. And we can get there. Now, what are we going to choose? That's now where I can go with the 1, 2, 3 steps of what we do and how you can achieve it. You don't even have to look at the diagram. This is what we're trying to do. We have 2 goals. We want to make sure that we end the conflict today in the Congo, and we want to make sure that the affairs of the Congo are controlled by the Congolese people. In order for peace to be achieved, they have to be the one making the decision for their own country. How do we achieve that? The situation in the Congo is an emergency. We need EMS for it. So what is EMS? Education, mobilization, and support. When people get engaged in the Congo, the biggest challenge is they are misinformed about the nature of the conflict. So if you are taking action, you are not informed action, then you're not helping the cause. So we want to educate you first with the nature of the conflict. You can go to friendsofthecongo.org, congoweek.org, conflictminerals.org. All those websites have extensive information about the nature of the conflict that have taken 6 million of our brothers and sisters in the Congo. For mobilization, this is what we do Congo Week, and we are on the Break the Silence tour right here on your campus. We are mobilizing people around the world because we believe that with the support of people outside the country, that will help put pressure for people on the inside to start acting, doing different actions which they're already doing. So that when the women in Bukavu decide to do a sit-in, which they did, and they did the sit-in right in Bukavu, and the vice governor sent the police to beat the women. Nobody knew that. Many women were hurt. Nobody in the Western media covered that. Nobody actually knew this was happening. But what's going to happen is, not that you are going to be connected directly with the Congolese. If the women organize, and some of the women groups tell you, hey, we just got hurt because they sent this army to come beat us, guess what you're going to do? You are going to call Hillary Clinton. Hey, you promised $17 million for the rape victim. The women are being mistreated right now. What are you doing? You're going to call the White House? You're going to go see, what's the name of the senator here? Larry? Lady? Say, hey, what are you doing about the Congo? Why are people organizing democratically and are being attacked? So we need to connect that. That's why we're mobilizing people on the outside so they can be the watchguard for the Congo. And for support, we must support local Congolese institutions. There is no amount of humanitarian aid that's going to change the situation in the Congo. The rape will not end in the Congo unless the conflict ends. So we must support the organization on the grounds. I can go and start, I've named just 3 groups. There are many Congolese institutions working day in and day out, but they need our support. We've done this before. The Free South Africa movement. It took Americans to organize to end apartheid. We want the Congo movement to be as important today as the Free South Africa movement was yesterday. And to end, I will play a video, and I will have an action for you guys after the video because I want you guys to help me. The people in the Congo need to know that today in Vermont, there were people who came to support them. They must know that there are Americans who do care. because they see the soldiers, they see the corporations, they see the nonprofit organization, international NGO coming. For 12 years, all of them come, promise them peace. They don't get it. But they need to know that there are people just like you who say, you know what, we believe in you. And they give them strength to continue to fight today, tomorrow, and to change the Congo. So I'm going to play the video for you. Okay, no sound. I guess the sound didn't work.
It was working before.
It was? Okay. Let's see. Let's give it a shot. Oh, it is working.
Hello, my name is Brittany Chase. I'm Miss Coppin State University 2009-2010. And at Coppin State University, we are breaking the silence.
Hello, my name is Jason Jones. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and I'm breaking the silence.
Hello, my name is Whitney Chase. I'm from Coppin State University, Baltimore, Maryland, and I am breaking the silence. I am Amanda Chirimofor. I'm from Cameroon, Cameroon, and I reside in Laurel, Maryland, and I'm breaking the silence.
I'm breaking the silence.
My name is Lindsay Pendra. I'm at Basil Cinema, and I'm breaking the silence.
I'm Rich Cabrera. I'm from Dominican Republic, and I'm breaking the silence.
Hello, my name is Makina Crane. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I am breaking the silence.
My name is Open Diaz. I'm from Mexico, and I'm breaking the silence.
Hi, my name is Heather Ake. I'm from Sudan, Africa. I'm breaking the silence.
My name is Joshua Mendes. I'm from South Korea, and I'm breaking the silence.
I'm Tamara Randolph from Palestine, and I'm breaking the silence.
My name is Alfredo Pedro. I'm from Guatemala, and I'm breaking the silence.
My name is Courtney Mills. I'm from Washington, D.C., and I am breaking the silence. My name is Jennifer Kennedy. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm breaking the silence. I'm Maria Palmer. I'm from Peru, and I'm breaking the silence.
So will you break the silence with me? Okay, can I get you guys on video saying that? Thank you. So we're going to give it a shot. We are at St. Michael's College in Burlington, Vermont, and we're breaking the silence. So we're going to give it a shot on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
We are at St. Michael's College in Burlington, Vermont, and we are breaking the silence.
Okay, we're going to do it one more time. Oh, Colchester. Oh, what do I say? Burlington. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, okay. Colchester. Okay. Correction. Colchester. All right. Sorry about that. Man, I wish I could get everybody. But all right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
We're at St. Michael's College in Colchester, Vermont, and we're breaking the silence.
I hope I can say on behalf of all the Congolese, but actually I really appreciate you guys listening to me. It's been a long time coming. A lot of people have come before me. A lot of people have done great work to bring about the story. But what has not happened over the century is Congolese connecting with the Americans, because this is a story of humanity. It's not about the Congo. It's about human beings dying. And I hope you will stay engaged and come to the next presentation. Thank you very much. Yes.
Do you have on your website or someplace a list of the corporations?
Absolutely.
That you talked about?
Absolutely.
Access that info?
If you go to the best one to go, if you go to conflictminerals.org, there is a link there that says U.S. and Canadian companies, and it talks about the mining companies and the company directly in the Congo or companies also exploiting the Congo, because you have those two dynamics: people illegally mining and also exploiting the people on the ground.
What was that website again?
Conflictminerals.org. And also, you have participation form with you. So please fill it out so we can actually keep you up to date to all the actions that we are undertaking. All right?
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank
and,
you.